All right, Coach, congratulations on the series win. I know Dominic was going to pitch at some point today. I'm sure you didn't think it was going to be beginning of the second inning. Just talk about what he was able to do and really lead you guys to victory.
Yeah, and that's a tough spot when you don't know exactly when you're going in, and you're kind of filtering through that as the day goes. But then to go in that spot, kind of, I called down there. He's like, I'm going in. I was like, yes, Dom, you're going in. And to pitch the way that he did to both the left-hand and the right-hand hitters and to use the stuff and field his position, couldn't ask for more out of Dom.
So what's with Wiley? Why did he come out?
He tweaked something in his oblique, so it was kind of precautionary. Those things kind of scare me more than anything else. That he goes out there and he might be done for a while. We're hoping that it's, this is a week-to-week thing with him.
Did he recognize that? Like
yes, he did. He came in and he told me, Coach, I can go out there. I can continue to keep doing what I'm doing, and at that point, I'm not going to run him back out there. So.
How big is it then for you to have somebody like Dom available in the bullpen to do what he did?
Yeah, and we made that decision last night. He was almost going to go in last night's game when we got behind. We went to the other guys just because we felt like today would be the day where we'd have to lengthen him out. So to have a guy that's a Swiss Army knife back there that can get you in short relief and long relief and start the game, it's a valuable asset.
What about Kyle Friday and today?
Yeah, and that's where he lives. Like he tells me, Coach, I'll pitch every day if it's less than 30 pitches. And he knows he's only got so many more opportunities left, and he's making the most of it.
Coach, just talk about what this weekend means. You win this series. Had to do a little bit different. Some of these other home series, you won the first two, dropped the last one. But on Championship Sunday to pull it out, and I'm sure you'll stay ranked, and now you're over 500 in the Big 12. What is this weekend mean?
Yeah, and you have to deal with what happened last night. I told the guys, they're built for this, to come back, get ready to go today, and this is going to be a toughness win that the last hour on Sunday we're going to have to figure it out, and we played really well in that last hour.
How about those bunts? Those are picture perfect.
Yes, and we've been trying to kind of get that going, and those guys in those spots, those are hits. You can defend them however you want, but when you roll them out like that, they're hits, and that kind of got us jump-started.
How about Mikey Kluska there? Not really known for his bat a lot of the time, but 2 hits, got that. He kind of gave him to get some insurance runs at the end.
Yeah, and the bunt hit, and then the RBI double off one of the better relievers in the country. Those are 2 big at-bats.
Another Big 12 series win. What does this do for your momentum going forward?
Well, this is one of the better teams we played all year. So a chance to compete with them, and they could have won the series, we could have won the series. That was 2 evenly matched teams, and we just played and played and played, and that's kind of the blueprint of how we got to go about this thing going forward.
When you see their defense let them down a little bit, you got to capitalize on moments like that.
Yeah, when they give you a break, you got to kick the door down, and I thought we didn't necessarily kick the door down, but we did scratch a few. We had an opportunity there. I think Dylan, the punch out on a tough pitch early to get that 3rd run, but he came back with that big left-on-left double. But later in the game, we kind of pushed him through.
What does it say about your team? Because you faced a quality team this weekend.
Well, I think they're starting to understand how good we can be. If we play our game and compete and do that, we can play with anybody in the country. We talked about it. They're starting to show it.
You had A.J. Nessler out there in center field for the first time in a while. What did you see from him over the course of this season that you gave him the start today?
Well, he was really good for us in the fall. Early spring just kind of scuffled, but he's been earning those opportunities. And with him and Dylan, we're just trying to get some energy in there. And those guys are capable players at this level, and they kind of sparked us a little bit.
Speaking of Dylan, he got his 2nd start of the season and got across the home plate twice with the hit there. What did you say out of him today?
He caught really well. That's when you guys asked me last week, can Danny catch every game? Yes, he can, but I told you Dylan he's got ability at a high level, and he can do this thing. He can be a starting catcher for us, and you saw that today.
So what will you do with Wiley now?
We'll just evaluate it as it goes. We'll probably be the same thing in TBA on Sunday and kind of figure where he's at. That's not something you want to rush back into.
Yeah, a few weeks ago we asked about Alex Galvan. I know one time he said maybe his injury wasn't as bad as you feared. Is he a guy that could return at some point this season?
We think so. He's still working through it, but it's not a season-ending thing as of now.
What about does Castellanos Lawrence today get in case Wiley cannot go audition for the starting rotation first?
Yeah, and we'll see how that goes. He's probably a little too valuable early in the week. You're trying to win the series however you can, and I've coached teams that have been somebody in TBA on Sunday and won Power 5 leagues, so it can be done.
What do you like about the way your pitching is lined up here, the way you're bringing in relievers, the way guys are getting the job done?
Well, and I think you're put them in situations where we think they can be successful, and they've kind of jumped on those roles hey, just put me in there. I'm going to try to get the first guy out, contain this thing, and then hand it off to the next guy, and it's starting to snowball a little bit. It's pretty fun to see.
Chase wanted back in today?
He was I would have had to chop his leg off for him not to go if it was tighter than that. So I called down in the 9th, and I was like, what do you got? He said, Coach, I can give you 8 outs. I was like, Chase, we got 3 left. But that's Chase and Tala.
You've had back-to-back series against 2 high-powered Big 12 offenses, the top 2 in the league when it comes to batting average. What does that say about this pitching staff if you were able to take the series against both?
Well, you got to be competitive, one, right? Like, you got to take the plan that Coach Thomas provides, and then you got to go execute it. And you're just kind of seeing that out there right now.
You're in the game, but how much fun is this? You get a series winner like this one.
It is, and especially the way it happened, right? Like, really tough ball game on Friday night. You're in one yesterday, you don't quite get it done, and then you got to turn right around and do it again and play tough, competitive baseball from pitch one, and it's really fun.
You go on the road now for the next week against a scrappy Stetson team, and then up to Morgantown to face West Virginia. What do you hope the team takes from this weekend as you now hit the road?
What we're capable of. Like, if we go out there and play UCF baseball, like, we can play with anybody, anywhere, and we just hope to continue that.
And you see that belief in them now, don't you?
Yeah.
They're
yeah.
seeing it.
Well, yeah, there's some of the stuff that comes up. They're like, Coach, that was the one we just practiced. I was like, yeah, I don't just throw stuff at the wall, hope it sticks. Like, they're starting to see the blueprint of how we need to play.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck, Coach.
Good luck.